Okay, just on my way back to town now. Came out here looking for meteors or something. Also, it's luck though, it's cloudy. And I figured since you're with me, I may as well bring you. Yeah, it's just kind of freaking out about ultimate green. Because I thought that was the biggest issue. Was that 10 months ago, 9 months ago, something like that? 8 months, whatever. Basically the two documents that I wanted to post, and so that's why I started my Facebook account, and because I thought I'd be able to post those documents there, but there's not really a way to do it. Well, I guess you could just keep reposting it every day, but that would kind of suck. It wasn't really the purpose of Facebook, and it wasn't a good fit. So. Anyways, after that I went and got joined up to the other places there, Twitter, plus, yeah, I'm just joking, but yeah, well, I figured out that I needed to start a blog, so at least I could have a place to post these documents. Lately I've been thinking I really need to add to my blog, so I didn't really do a proper job on it at the beginning. I just wanted to get my idea out there so that people would know about it, and if they had the money or the willpower to do it, they could figure out a way to do it. But I really should try and design it more. That kind of information into it. Started the blog, and then, oh man, I had a bunch of trouble. That's why the writing is bad. But yeah, I definitely should review that. Anyway, the first document is called Problem Solved, and that one, that was me just kind of ranting to myself on paper. In that document, I basically go over most of the global problems that we have, we're dealing with, and I tried to come up with some mitigative measures for each one. And so anyways, when I was getting to the end of that, then that's when I figured out, well, that's when I decided that famine was the world's biggest problem. So I thought about a way to end it. So yeah, I came up with ultimate green, the idea, and so anyways, I wrote a description of that idea, and I don't remember exactly how it happened verbatim. My computer that I had that on died, and I had an older version of it on a memory stick. The older version in there, and then I tried to modify it to where the other one was, but yeah, I had problems because I I did all this work on it, brought it up to snuff pretty much, and then just as what the hell, how did that work? I think it was just when I was closing it up or something. I accidentally, without knowing it, selected a big part of it and deleted it. So, yeah. So right back where I started from again, and or actually, I think something else happened first. Like I accidentally selected something and moved it around because it was all messed up. Maybe I don't know. Anyways, it was all messed up, and part of it was missing, and I don't think I noticed right away. So it was all messed up for like a month, almost a month, like 3 weeks or more maybe. Anyways, so it was all messed up, and so once I figured that out, I thought, oh man, I better go in there and redo it. Try to anyways. So that's what I did. Went in there, copied what I had, totally redid the whole thing. And yeah, so it's still not as good as it was before my computer died. That version that I had on there was good. Anyway, so I was promoting after I started the blog and put the documents on there, and then I figured, well, I'm going to promote it now, try and let people know about it. So I tried to use Facebook and Twitter and Google to promote it. And so I got the link for the blog, and I went to Facebook first place, and I sent it out to like 5 people, and then they closed my account for spamming, they said. And my account was off for a long time, a month or something. And I think it was because one of those monitors had a problem with me. She was just trying to make my life difficult. I don't care. Anyway, so finally when I did get back onto Facebook, they said, sorry, it was a mistake. Okay. And anyways, Twitter also closed my account twice for little nitpicking reasons. I guess they got rules, but still, they don't seem like a good enough reason to close your account. Like, they could just say, hey, don't do that, you know, instead of closing your account. But anyway, so Facebook closed my account, Twitter closed my account twice, Google closed my account once, and they're still harassing me for mobile phone number, which I don't have, because I don't like cell phones. Never did have one, don't want one. Actually, I do have one built into this car, but that doesn't really count because it's not on all the time. It's only on when I'm in it and when it's running. But yeah, so they're still harassing me. Anyways, all this led me to realize that, hey, there's a lot of resistance to my idea, and my idea is a good idea. It's just a way to feed people and a way to make use of one of our biggest well, we call it waste, but it's our pass it, and then what? It goes into the water, and it's gone. So, and then we wonder why all our croplands turn to, like desert, basically, because they get to a point where it can't grow nothing anymore. But, and I think our waste should be utilized, because if they broke it down, they could get a lot out of it. They could store it. They could get the methane from it. They could turn it into fertilizer and plant food, and that's what I'm suggesting in Ultimate Green, is that they use it to grow plants, and the best place for this building, Ultimate Green that is, would be in a desert land where there's a lot of people and hardly any place to grow food. So then what would happen is people would bring their waste to the Ultimate Green. It would get dumped into a big storage facility, and methane would be collected from that and burned to create electricity for the building. It would be stored and broken down, mixed with decomposer bacteria, and then gradually it would be pumped into this indoor garden, a giant indoor garden. But it would be in stages. There'd be like 5 stages. This is the way I was thinking of it anyway. 5 different stages, and they're all separate. Like the people that work in one section don't go and work in another section, and vice versa. Well, it's especially important for only the 5th section and the 1st section. The other 3, I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't matter as much. Actually, they should all be separate. But anyway, so each section, the 1st section, would be the worst water, because it's pure sewage, pretty much. Of course, you would be trying to mix it with water to dilute it enough so that the plants can use it. So the plants in the 1st section would be the hardiest plants that could grow in sewage. And then water would go through that section, feeding those plants, and then it would come out the bottom a little bit cleaner. And then it would get collected again, and then it would get recirculated to the top of the 2nd section, where there might be another plant added into the mix there. And this is how they can mark the plant product from each section, because the 1st section will only have 1 or 2 species. The 2nd section could have 1 more species, and so on. So actually the first 4 are the only ones that are going to be growing wild plants. The 5th section is for growing food. And so the first 4 sections, would go up 1 species each time, and that would be how they mark where it came from. And basically, the 1st section vegetation would be used because the building is a giant greenhouse, basically. Fed by human waste and compost, hopefully. And anyway, so each section would produce a certain amount of vegetation in square feet, in like sod sections that have to be trimmed off once every so often, and they can be moved to an outdoor area. Preferably the site where the ultimate wave could be built would have an incline nearby, slight incline or a hill or something. And this would be the basis for the future wetland system to handle the waste. So all the vegetation that's produced inside the ultimate green, probably the first two sections, all that vegetation could be used in a wetlands type area. The third and fourth sections could be planted elsewhere and could be used for farming food in the future. Not right away, but after a few years, the stage 3 area, give that one an extra year, and then the stage 4 vegetation should be ready to grow in 1 year sooner. I'd let them stay out there for a couple of years before I start growing food in it. And so hopefully the plants that would be grown in Ultimate Green would be a mixture of native plants, nitrogen fixers, and superfoods, because there will be a food section, one section in the building that will be growing food, and that's the last cycle of the water. Like I was saying, the water gets filtered through the first section, and then it goes through the second section, so then it gets filtered again in the second section, and then it recirculates again through the third section, and so on until it gets to the fifth section, which would be the food growing section. By then, the water should be pretty much clean. I'm thinking anyway. Of course, it would all have to be tested and made sure that it was safe. If not, then it would still be a good project, even if the food thing didn't work out. But I'm pretty sure it would. Like I can't, because also ultraviolet technology could be used to take out bacteria before it goes through the food section. So I'm pretty sure it would be safe. But again, it'll all be tested to make sure it's safe. I'd also like to have Ultimate Green to house public washrooms and hopefully public kitchens as well, because the public washrooms, obviously it's to get the waste firsthand, and plus it just stops people from going outside. Like if there's a bathroom right there, I'm sure they'd rather go and use the washroom than go outside. But also I would like to have the building supply a kitchen and washing sinks and stuff like that, so they could wash clothes, and maybe have some kind of a mechanical washer or something that they could use. They could pedal on a bike or whatever and power a washer or whatever. But by having these things there, especially the kitchen, it stops people from making a fire to cook. Because you're burning wood, you're polluting the atmosphere every time you make a fire to cook a meal. So, and that's one of the biggest problems. They keep burning up all the wood and then there's nothing. Same with the farming, it's like you're vacuuming up all the nutrients and flushing it down the toilet. And everybody's wondering why they can't grow anything anywhere. Anyway, so that's what Ultimate Green's all about, and it would be constantly producing. Each section would be constantly this vegetative sod bundles. You know, like when you buy a lawn and it's in a flat thing with the plants on top. That's how it would be. Inside the Ultimate Green, the grow trays would be on a slope, and it would be moved mechanically to slide slowly down the slope as it's growing. And when it gets to the bottom, it gets to a certain length, and it gets cut off and taken outside to put wherever it's designated to go. And so eventually, like, the area surrounding Ultimate Green would slowly get greener and greener and greener, because Ultimate Green would just keep producing these vegetative mats, and they would constantly have to be moved outdoors. So, like I say, that's why it would be the best place for it would be in a desert, you know, where there's a lot of people and you need to grow some food. Because eventually all this stuff is going to turn into nice green, you know, arable land. So anyway, yeah, so I realized once I started promoting the idea that there was a lot of resistance, and I was like, you know, it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, what the hell? I'm just trying to feed people, I'm trying to do something good here, and I'm getting resistance everywhere I go. And, you know, I finally figured it out that the governments don't want to feed people, hungry people in Africa. You know, it's like they want them to die. So that's what led me to do some digging around, and then I found out about all this corruption that's going on, the Illuminati and the New World Order and all that crap. The Illuminati, I should say, because they're loonier than hell. And the New World Order, because they stink and they're stupid. But yeah. Anyway. And now, Fukushima, we got Fukushima, and the threat of world war, or nuclear war. So, it's pretty hard to be optimistic these days, especially when you got psychos like Obama, and whoever the leader is of North Korea, whatever those idiots are that are running TEPCO. Idiots out there. The problem is, and they're in all the wrong places. So what the people need to do is they need to get organized, they need to stop paying their bills, they need to stop going to work, they need to all go and protest at the same time, and they got to take back their government, do it peacefully. Civil war is not the answer. It's, you know, it's part of the prophecy. It says many people will die, and then the rest will just give up, and then thus the New World Order is born. So if that's in the prophecy, then that's your hint right there. That tells you what you have to do to break the cycle. You have to not have a civil war. Do it with massive protests and just take back your governance and put the elites in jail where they belong for all the murder that they've been a part of and paying for all these years, and all the environmental contamination that they're responsible for. That's the answer. If we did that all around the world, Korea wouldn't even be on our case. Well, they're not on our case, I guess. Well, it doesn't matter, actually. We're all in this together. But, you know, North Korea, I'm pretty sure the only reason why they're pissed off at the U.S. is because they're all corrupt and they're fucking up the world. Excuse my language, but I think that's what it's all about. So I think if the American people took back their government, I think North Korea might slack off. Anyway, doesn't seem like they want to do it though, or they don't know what to do, or they need someone to tell them what to do, or they need someone to organize it. That's what they really need. But nobody's doing it, you know. A lot of people are watching Alex Jones videos, and they're like, I used to watch him too, and I still do from time to time, but I don't believe in him now, like, because he's just promoting civil war, so he basically wants everybody to die, and he wants the New World Order to take over, so he must be working for him. But on the other hand, he's a really good information source, and because the Illuminati doesn't care anymore, like, so they'll just let him expose everything, because they think that they've got this in the bag, and they pretty much do. Unless people do something right away, they might have it in the bag. But they need to do something now before they make the first move. If they wait until they make the first move, it's too late. They need to do something now. Still, it doesn't seem like, for the length of time it would take for people to get organized and do something, it might be too late. Anyway, I'm going to post this video, and I'm going to call it the BuMpY RiDe. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to help. I love you all. Hopefully I'll make another video and actually catch a meteor or something. Yeah, I'm glad we had this talk, and I love you all. Take care.